Hello, tubers. It is I, Breezy B, and also Camo Ninja. We're here today to talk about our devlog for an upcoming Minecraft server that we'd like to open. We're just going to talk about it today and go over kind of the to-do list of what we have to do. This project was a little bit inspired by some other guys that are working on some other stuff, and I'm going to talk about them later. You tell me about yourself. Tell the YouTubes about yourselves while I get settled in. What makes you interested in opening a YouTube server? Or not a YouTube server, a Minecraft server?
Well, I mean, Minecraft's fun, and playing with a whole bunch of people is a lot more fun than playing by yourself, because you can feed off each other's creativity and give each other ideas and stuff. And having a online server where people can come and go as they please, keeps it from having like one person running and maintaining the server, and then if they're not home to run the server, then you can't play whenever you want.
Yeah, I think that's the joy of having a public server that is fun to play and that has a nice community that people want to come and revisit memories with their friends that they made. That's kind of what I've been experiencing this past week, kind of being stuck at home playing Minecraft. I've been playing on that pixelmon server, which I asked you to join, it's actually a lot of fun, but kind of seeing like some problems with that, not to throw shade or like criticize the community in general, but I see a lot of potential with the Minecraft platform in terms of like modding really interesting games, and I enjoy and appreciate the community that they have and the games that are being made and the mod packs that are being made. I like that there's a lot of diversity and options for people who want to create servers like the ones that we want to create.
Yeah.
And but I think there's a lot of potential wasted, and I think that if we put our heads together, we can really come up with something super cool. Because I don't know about you, but I like online RPGs. I've been playing them for a long time. Like I'm very familiar with Guild Wars, the original one. That I was playing that one back in the day. And before that, even I was playing Ragnarok online. And I didn't. I played a little bit on public servers, but I also was doing a private server style, like you and my cousin have been doing.
Like you said, Ragnarok online, like from Overlord.
I don't know. It was like a Korean pixel art kind of Ragnarok is what it's called, but it's like it's very RPG, very you go here and you talk to this person, there's a quest, and then you're slaying, slimes for a while, and then you kind of grind up your of course that's not the game that I want to make because it's kind of outdated, but it's an evolution of that style is something I'm very interested in creating. But you go from just like a know-nothing. Everybody starts as a novice, and then you branch out your skill tree, and you become something more and more dynamic and powerful. And there's like tank classes and cleric classes and mage classes that do like area of effect, and then there's ones that summon things. And I thought the assassins were the coolest class, but I didn't really play it enough to play all of the classes. But it was really cool to be on like private servers that some friends that I met online had made, and I'm kind of familiar with the concept, and I'm pretty pumped to like put a lot of effort into getting a really nice one going. So let me get to this to-do list here. Did you play other online games that you wanted to mention?
Um, it's not really any like online RPGs that I've played. I mean, I've played ESO a little bit, um, but it didn't have the. I mean, I haven't gone back to it. I mean, they've done a lot of updates and added a lot of cool stuff to it. So I mean, I need to give it a second shot, but it didn't have the same. Uh, it didn't captivate me like Oblivion or Skyrim.
Right, and those would be really great. Like one of the mod packs I'm going to talk about is based kind of like in that world, and I would love to kind of give that, like, set that as a high bar, because even if we came close to matching their just the amount of how prolific the level of quests, like story-based quests, are in that game. Even if we came halfway there, I think we would have a really amazing product that would kind of change the way some people think about Minecraft. Because I have not seen much effort in the way of making an interesting like story-based quest outside of like the dungeons, the new Minecraft dungeons that just opened, which is kind of a different experience. I'm looking for like a typical Minecraft experience where you can kind of optionally like follow a quest that kind of. I would love to unpack as much of the Minecraft lore
Yeah.
as possible, but I also feel really compelled to use kind of a story mechanic where, um, speaking of Ragnarok, it would be as if when the server starts, it was after the moment of Ragnarok when Midgard is consumed or whatever, and all the warriors are living in Valhalla, and it's kind of like the beginning of Valhalla actually began at the end of Ragnarok or something. It's kind of like reliving the legend in our own version of it, but also incorporating like whatever oddities we like. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of get to it. To that end, I'm really I need to sit down and take this to-do list and expand it into a solid like business plan, like on paper, and kind of like really working out a serious calendar and setting goals and stuff. Because I'm kind of at square one on that, so I've got to really step that up and do some benchmark planning. I'm also kind of considering taking these first steps and setting up like a crowdsourcing kind of video, crowdfunding. So I'm going to look into seeing if if this kind of project qualifies for a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, something like that. We can sort of invest our time there and see what comes out. And to that end, it might be nice to plan some like merch or something that could come with it. I don't know what that would be just yet. Maybe we have to solidify some other ideas and that'll happen organically. But if it's already like on our mind while we're moving forward, we can find a place for that to fit in.
Oh,
Um, so I've also been researching, like I said, the game mods. I've looked at different mod packs that fit in with sort of the criteria that we've talked about so far. Like the I looked at a Fallout mod pack. Um, oh, by the way, for those listening, um, I'm Breezy V again, once again, and I'm sort of taking the lead on sort of developing this project. And Camo Ninja has kind of stepped in as like a benefactor. He's the producer, and he's going to help me out where I can't quite make the ends meet. So he's going to be a very important aspect of this project. Um, so anyway, as I was saying, I do like a lot of aspects about those Fallout mods, but when I was watching it, I was like, I would feel so compelled to sort of recreate a lot of the content of the game, and I feel like there would be a really, really high bar to recreate somebody else's content, and that was something else that I was like, that's the thing about the Skyrim or you know any of the Elder Scrolls games, like um, yes, I would love to use the quantity and quality as a benchmark, but I'm not necessarily trying to recreate that universe
yeah.
in any way. I really want to bring a unique experience to the table. Um, and are you familiar with Game Grumps? You watch them?
I'm familiar with them. I've seen like a few of their videos. I'm not like well versed in their
Okay,
videos.
they have they're great pals. They're good buddies. They like to game, and they usually make some good content. And I really like to watch them quite a bit actually. And one time they were asked why don't they make much Minecraft content, and so one of the things that I was thinking about when I was creating this is, wouldn't it be great to create a reason for them to try something new, and then I mean, whether or not they actually ever see this video or like it or anything like that,
Uh-huh.
or even respond to it in any manner. Just setting that as a goal might create something interesting. You know, uh, Not that we're gonna go out and try hard to get them to come play with us, but if anything, if it leads to any kind of like shout out or like encouragement of any form, it could lead to a surge of like popularity, and that would be really nice. That could be a strategy that has serendipitous, outcomes. Just trying to use their I want to say use their talent as like a benchmark for our own kind of aspirations, and maybe we can connect to that. There's actually a whole list of other gamers on YouTube that just any kind of um, uh, contact or reference to them or from them to us would be an incredible boost. Um, and I would have completely different strategies for most of them. Um, in fact, I'll just go ahead and link a lot of my favorite YouTubers in the description, I guess, of this, or in the video somehow, um, because I would love to hear a response from them,
Yeah.
and I would love to let them know that they inspired me to step up and try and create something. Um, and I would love to one day have a finished enough product where they're able to come around and make a video, and you know, even if they hate it, like at least I accomplished that goal.
Yeah. Totally. I was actually going to tell you the other day, but I'm not really sure what their like audience level is, but they do play Minecraft. I don't know if they've played any like modded Minecraft servers. But I was just telling her about our initial ideas that we had, the other night plan, and she was, very intrigued about it. Um, so, and I told her, I was like, I'll keep you up to date on our, progress, because, once we get it up, definitely more than welcome to come play with us.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. Like, the more the merrier. I've been also talking to the friends that I've been making here on this pixelmon craft server that I've been playing. Shout out to those guys. I'll also link them in the description because it's a pretty cool server, and I would love it if they were able to help me out in some way. That would be really cool. But they have a strong community, and it's one of the best pixelmon communities that I've interacted with, and I've tried several of them. It's even better than some of the other Minecraft mod servers that I've come across just doing my research for this. So kudos to them. They kind of set a bar for me to strive for with my content. So I just want to talk a little bit more about the way that the Valhalla theme would sort of tie into the daily events, because that's like there's like a natural built-in daily event with the story, right, of the daily feast before going out and vanquishing all these enemies or whatever. In the Norse version of Paradise, but of course it's Minecraft, so there's a lot more of other lore to unpack, and of course this is 2020, so like there's a lot of other things that we can kind of employ as our inspiration for quests and things. And I know you were like a GM for events for like Dungeons and Dragons, for example, or you had the Fallout campaign that you were working on. What else do you know about like crafting, like storyline for quests and stuff like that?
There's the Fallout campaign that I'm currently working on. There was a previous iteration that I decided to kind of retcon and reboot just because it was still the same basic premise, but I didn't really like the way I started it. I found a better way to convey the story that I wanted, a lot better than I did originally. I also have a fantasy D&D 5th edition campaign in a world of my own creation. It has a lot of inspiration from like Elder Scrolls and Warcraft and Lord of the Rings, different stuff like that. But like I said, it's world of my own creation that we've played a few times. Was at one point going to do a Halo campaign, but with that one, I've kind of just put it on the back burner just because I wanted it to be like with Fallout. There's some leeway with stories and stuff because there's some pretty odd and wacky stuff in the Fallout universe. And as loreful for like a few of the pop culture references that I may add into the campaign, basically going to give everyone the Wild Wasteland perk, like from New Vegas. But like with Halo, like I want it to be like practically like it would fit in the canon obviously, just to make sure that I'm not contradicting any, pre-established lore.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what gave me the major reservation about the initial, like, are we gonna go with Fallout or are we gonna go with this fantasy theme? And my hugest reservation against Fallout is that it's almost sacred. Like it would be really hard to go for it and not do it right. And there's actually several people out there already doing Fallout servers, so I only imagine that um, they're able to step it up faster than we would be able to when it comes to like recreating something. So that was a really really high bar, and I think this other route is much more achievable without necessarily being too easy or too simple.
True. And also, Minecraft already has like a medieval fantasy kind of feel to it.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to adapt to a similar fantasy setting than something like Fallout. Then you have to, there's guns and, a bunch of different guns and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that it's not possible. I mean, I know there are a lots of gun mods and stuff for Minecraft, but sometimes that kind of takes away from it being Minecraft.
Right. There was to that effect. There were really nice features of the Fallout mod that I looked at, um, where the guns, for example, all had unique effects, and they really did a great job of sort of recapturing. I mean, you could tell it was still a work in progress, but they were getting to almost recreating point by point the guns from the game without giving them properties that like destroy the environment. Like they behaved exactly like the game would, the gun would in the Fallout game. It would only hurt people or whatever, or you couldn't just like bring a rocket launcher to somebody's Minecraft house and like tear it down by blowing it up. But I did notice, and this was like my major like complaint about the other mod that I looked at, the roguelike and dungeons mod pack, which is right now my top pick. When I was exploring earlier on single player, I had gone through and built a house. They have this nice little item that you can use that creates a house for you. And a dragon flew by and landed by it, and like literally its wing clipped the roof of the house and destroyed half of it. And it was like, okay, well that's not really. And I understand that's part of the mod pack. It's like a more hardcore gaming experience, but uh, I think it would be easier to start there and find the balance than it would be to accomplish the big feat that it would be to undergo constructing a Fallout universe. That would just be a big, big challenge that I don't think I'm ready for.
Yeah.
If I wanted to do it the way that I want to do it, the way that it needs to be done according to my high standards. So to that end, I've also been kind of brushing up on coding. I've found like a couple of places online that will give you coding courses for free, and I'm kind of making use of that to brush up on Java, which I kind of took a little bit in high school. Um, but that stuff's easy. It'll come with time, and it'll be really helpful whenever I get stuck deep in making mods work together and maintaining the server and stuff.
Yeah.
but I also got to do some like legwork outside of all that, like setting up websites for like landing pages for starting like a forum, and we got to create a tier of like donor packages. So if you donate to the server, you get flying or items or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of examples of how to do that, in the community already. Um, Other than that, well, it's important to say also that I did make contact with um, the both the manager of the mod pack, that roguelike and dungeons. But at least I
Mhm.
reached out to him, but I haven't heard back yet. But then also it's important to note that we could have a sponsor if things go well, if we gain enough traction in the right places. So once again, really looking forward if somebody that we tag in the comment or in the description can reach out to us and say that they're interested. That would really help, possibly gain sponsorship and tons of other things that could really help this project go really far, really fast. So
Yeah.
we're looking for some community support on this, and we promise we'll give back our best quality content. Um, that's just about all I had to say. Besides, thanks for joining in with me, Tommy, and having faith in me to pull off some high quality gaming experiences.
Oh, all right, man, no problem. Like I said, I mean, this sounds, fun. I mean, either okay, yeah, we're successful. We have an awesome modded Minecraft server that a whole bunch of people play, or we're not, but we still have an awesome modded Minecraft server we can play. So like either way, it's a win-win.
Yeah, I'm with
Uh,
you on that. That's a great way to look at it. But also, go big or go home. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end the recording there, but we can keep playing if you like.